going to show you a really nice pan-fried Gurnard dish now. And we're going to serve this with a stew of chickpeas and chorizo. So chorizo chickpea stew with a pan-fried fillet of Gurnard on top of that. So we're using Gurnard because it's a really sustainable fish. And we need to make sure that skin is nice and dry. So I've filleted it and I've patted it dry with some paper towel, some blue towel, and I'm just leaving that to one side, and I'm going to make the stew first. So first of all, we're going to heat our pan up. We're going to get it nice and hot. We're going to put a little bit of oil in there, not too much. And what we're going to do is we're going to saute off some red onions. So we dice some red onion here. We've done all our mise en place, so we're ready to go straight away. The oil's heated up enough there, so I'm going to go in and we get that sizzle straight away. Hey, and it's okay to take it off the heat as well. So we just pull it back if it's too hot. We're going to put in our garlic and then follow that with our chorizo, because we want the lovely oils and flavours of the chorizo to come out into the pan. Okay, so we're just going to move that around so it doesn't burn. We're going to cook this without colour. So that's been cooking for around about 2 minutes. We're just going to put in some smoked paprika into there, give that a good mix around, and just cook that out for a short while. There is paprika in the chorizo. This gives it a really nice punchy flavour. Because the Gurnard can take those robust flavours, so it's really nice and it adds a contrast. The stew is really simple to make. It's a skill in pan frying the Gurnard that comes across and will get you those high level skills. Now we're going to pop in the chickpeas and the tomato puree. Give that a little stir around. And then in with our stock. That's it. So we're just going to bring that back up to temperature. So the chickpea stew is cooking away and it's going to reduce all those flavours from the chorizo coming out into the sauce. And we're just going to reduce that down and we'll finish it off by putting the tomatoes. The tomatoes don't need to go in now, also they'll overcook and they'll be mush. Okay, I've heated a pan up here and I'm going to now start to pan fry the Gurnard. So as I said earlier in this session, make sure the skin is nice and dry, and we're going to put it skin side down because we want a crispy side. There's no need to flour it as long as you've got a really nice clean pan. If your pan's a little bit old, you can put a piece of parchment paper the same size of your pan in there, and that will stop the fish sticking to the pan. So we're going to pop in and very carefully we're just going to hold down that fish because it's going to constrict. And we want the crispy skin. So I recommend that students use a fish slice to do this. So this should take 3 to 4 minutes in total to cook the actual fish all the way through. When you're happy with the crispiness of the skin, you can turn it over. And then cook the other side. So I think we're nearly there now. The fish is cooked. I'm just going to take it out of the pan and I'm just going to put it onto some blue roll, some grease absorbent paper, whatever you have there, just to mop up some of the frying oil. You don't want that to go on the pan. And I think I'm about ready now to plate up. So I'm just going to turn it off, move it off the heat. And I'm going to put in my tomatoes into there, and the residual heat will cook those tomatoes. So now we're ready to plate. I have the Gurnard there just absorbing on any excess oil from the fish as it's been frying. Take the frying pan out of the way. So I just want to add some flat leaf parsley to our chorizo stew. Give that a stir. As you can see there, we've got a lovely reduced stew. You can turn off the heat there. Okay, so take a nice little plate. Again, plates are really, really important. This one's from a well-known supermarket. Okay, so it's an affordable plate, but I think it's quite an attractive plate. Just going to make sure I haven't got any finger marks on it. And now I'm going to start off with a nice bed of chorizo stew. You can put some spinach on here as well. You can put some spinach through the stew. You know, you can adapt this recipe as much as you want. You can use different beans. You don't have to use chickpeas. You use cannelloni. You use a mixture of beans. It's totally up to you. This is just an idea for you. So all those spices, it smells wonderful. There we go. So my chorizo stew on the plate, and we're just going to finish it off now. We're going to put the Gurnard on, just like so, and present that at the table like so. So we have pan-fried Gurnard on a bed of chickpea and chorizo stew. Really Mediterranean, bold flavours in the stew with a robust Gurnard, crispy skin. What a great dish to really concentrate and practice your fish cookery skills.